Welcome back to the channel, and I am going to cover something that was requested, and it was, will you do a bag fittings loadout type of video? And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. All right, so what I'm doing here is we have to start off with your archetype. I can't talk about bag fitting and loadouts without discussing that. So let's go into golfer and let's go to archetype. Now, there's different ones in here. I'm not going to go over that, right? There's plenty of videos out there, but I'll tell you why I chose Powerhouse. Just like in real golf, golf is a power game. It's been transformed to a power game. You've got to be able to, get the distance off the tee. So because I chose Powerhouse, a lot of my things are focused towards forgiveness. So if I go over to my locker here and we look at my fittings, you'll notice on the right-hand side there, right? This is, if I do fit, this is timing, right? This is swing path. This is timing. If you're a Powerhouse, you need to really focus on timing, swing path, and transition. If you're, let's say, a rhythm, then you probably need to focus on power. Okay. But my recommendations, go with the Powerhouse, focus on the fittings that are a lot more forgiving. From there, the next thing you need to do is you need to figure out how far your clubs go. And you want to have overlaps if you can. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So what I did was I created a range essentially very quickly, and I put no wind on it, and I put everything at beginner. So I'm taking out of the equation, hitting it fast, hitting it slow. And I made sure every shot that I recorded was 100%. So it was 100% perfect timing. It was within the white stripe there for the blue line. Okay, it was a perfect shot. Then I recorded my data. So my lob wedge defaults to 109. Okay. Now I highly suggest you do this with the ball you're going to use. I like this Aviator right here. Do it with the ball you're going to use in competition. Okay, because the default ball is going to change. You can do it with the default ball and then make your adjustments, but I did it with the Aviator. My lob wedge goes 109. Now the key is the next club up, so the sand wedge, you have to be able to at least get to 109 or less by using some sort of combination of loft, de-loft, whatever it is. And just so happens that my sand wedge fully lofted goes 109. So I have an overlap there. Okay. My sand wedge defaults to 124. My gap wedge fully lofted goes 123. So we're good. I took the pitching wedge out of the bag. Okay. Because I don't need it. I wanted to add the gap wedge in there instead. So I have a 9-iron. All right. Well, my 9-iron fully lofted goes 138. Guess what? That's the default of the gap wedge. You see where I'm getting at here. You have to have these overlaps. All right, now I have this like gold orangish line here. This is the line that de-loft does not go further with that club. So if I went down here to 8-iron, 166 default, if I go all the way over here to full de-loft, it goes 174. Right? So that's 8 yards further. But if I come up here to a 6-iron, 188 default, fully de-loft, it goes 187. It goes 1 yard less. So you can't just use the principle of, I'm going to put some de-loft on this to get a few extra yards. It doesn't work once I get past the 7-iron, right? So that's why you need to do this. You need to figure out what full loft does, what full backspin does, right? The combination of full loft and full backspin, right? How about full loft and full front spin? Full de-loft or full de-loft with full backspin? It really becomes interesting. So some people ask me on my stream, why do I put backspin on my driver? Well, if I go up here, my driver defaults 299, full backspin, I get 316. That is 17 yards of extra distance carry. That's why I put full backspin on it, especially downwind. Okay. So again, you don't have to do anything special with that, but the big thing is cover the gaps. Okay. All of these clubs, these are just skins. It's not like 21 where certain clubs go further than the other. They're all going to go the same distance. Now I'll show you quickly in the designer really what I did in order to get here. Okay, if I go to unpublished courses, I didn't publish it. I go to my club test course here, edit. All I did was I literally went over here to sculpt. I went to landscaping tools, landscaping flatten, and I went to this big old square and I moved this big old square around and I flattened the whole thing. And then what I did, I went over here to create surfaces, green brush tool. I took a square green brush and I made it really, really big and put a big old freaking green down. And then what I did was I went down to, create holes, and I basically created these holes. I put 4 of them in there because I wanted 4 flag sticks. Okay. Or 5. Sorry. 5 flag sticks. All right. So putting the green down is important because it gives you these grids, right? And so these grids are in meters, but I measured these stakes out here in yards. These are 5 yards left and 5 yards right. All right. And all you got to do is go play course. There's no wind. I put it on beginner setting, right? And if I take the 4-iron and let's just say, well, let's go 4-iron, full loft. Notice the beginner settings makes it so much easier to hit a perfect. That was 101, but really I wouldn't record that. I would only record the result if it was 100%. And if you want to re-hit that shot, go ahead and press the start button or whatever this button is here on the right-hand side and go rewind shot. Okay, and then it's just a matter of, let's go to 5-iron, rinsing, and repeating. Now, again, you want to make sure you're at 100%. Again, bad swing, but it's still a perfect. And then I figure out, okay, this one's going to land at 186. 186 on that one with my 5-iron. Guess what? Full loft. That's what we have here, 186. Voila. That's how I build my bag out. Okay. So it's very important that you actually go through, take that time and know exactly how far your distances go for every different type of manipulation, whether it's loft or backspin, that you're going to put on it. All right. Now, if I go back to my player, what I'll also cover is skills real quick. So we have the bag built out. We have our archetype built out. I do have a video on this, but I'm going to cover this real fast now that I have 50 points. Take a screenshot of this. This is pretty much what I recommend. Okay. So we have on this left side here, we have skills that, if you do something bad, it's going to give you something good. And then this level, if you do something good, it'll give you something, a boost. So it goes bad, good, bad, good, bad, good. And then this one is the one you really want. Notice I have this one maxed out, this one maxed out, this one maxed out, this one maxed out, and this one maxed out. I have nothing in hybrid. My recommendation, do not put a hybrid in the bag. It's a waste of time. Not only do you have to spend money on special fittings for it, but you have to actually spend skills points on it. Why put a hybrid in the bag when I can put a 5-wood in the bag? And guess what? My 5-wood fittings fit my 3-wood as well. It's just a waste of resources. Don't use the hybrid. Okay. Go ahead, put your driver in, put your 3-wood in, put your 5-wood in, put a 3-iron in, or don't put a 3-iron in. I don't really care. But a hybrid, all it's going to do is suck up points and resources and fittings. So don't do that. But anyway, so here, the whole goal is to max these ones on the right out because guess what? They're always active. Guess what? I get a transition, swing path, timing boost off the tee, and it's always active. All of these is what you want, okay? So it's important that you fill your bag out to where you don't put hybrids in there because now you can spend more points instead of wasting them on hybrid in other places, okay? These fittings are not cheap. if I was going to go over to my locker and I wanted to put a different fitting on, these things cost, like $150 a fitting, I think, to put on. If I wanted, I don't have a other fitting to put on this, but the legendary fittings are not cheap to put on. So why waste them on the hybrid? You know what I do is I stock up the hybrid ones that I get and I exchange them. And I have a video on that somewhere on a card. Go check that video out on how to exchange and upgrade your fittings. But that's pretty much how I build out my bag. Again, the most important thing here is making sure that you create a spreadsheet like this. Make sure you have coverage from one club to the next club up, right? You want to have coverage. 109, 109, 124, 123, perfect. 138, 138, 156, 149. That 149 is less than 156, so I have overlap. That is the biggest help. So hopefully that helps you. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Anything else you guys need clarification on, if I can talk. I'm here to try to help you guys out, be the best at this game as you could possibly can be. I used to be a plat player in the last game. I'm hope to be a plat player in this game. But either way, let's just have fun. Let's get out there. Let's enjoy ourselves, and knowledge is power. So until next time, keeping the short stuff, keep hitting those fairways and greens, make them putts, and go low.